What's going on, guys? Alright, so just got back in my dorm. Just got off work, and yeah, I got a bit of a headache, but we're gonna get through this video real quick. And yeah, so those of you that are new to my channel, welcome. Those of you that have been subscribed, been liking, leaving comments, thank you for that. Love the support, it really helps. For those of you that are new, please check out my other videos if you find this video helpful. Please subscribe, leave a like, comment. If you have any questions, feel free to message me, anything like that. But like I was saying, what's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. And as you guys can tell from the title, I'm going to be talking about things you should know before joining security forces in the Air Force. I didn't really list a number, like, how some people would say like 5 things or 6 things. There's not really a number because, everything could be like something different to that specific person. So I'm just going to say things you should know before joining security forces. I'm going to get into that. I'm going to talk about that and what I mean exactly. So, for one, right, this is also just my opinion and things that I've noticed. Nothing really, actually, yeah. So, disclaimer, this is just things I noticed in my opinion. This is nothing bad on security forces or the Air Force in general. This is just my view on it and my opinion and things that you, the viewer, and anybody else that wants to know about this career field should know before joining. So, like I was saying, security forces, as everybody knows or should or will find out or, wants to know, security forces are cops for the Air Force. So, now, when it comes to that, right, joining security forces, right, you have to think about a bunch of different things, So, yeah, security forces, you see, we wear like all the Gucci gear, whatever you want to call it. We always carrying the M9. We're always carrying the M4, depending on where you're posted. We have our berets, and then on our blues and stuff, we have our badges. Yeah, so we have our badge and stuff like that. There's no badge number, sadly, but we have our badges and things like that. So now, my opinion, I feel like the most important thing that like you should know or like people should know in general before joining is to know that you really want to do this career field, like hands down, like for a fact, like, hey, I want to do this from the jump. Like, I'm excited about this. You learn as much as you can about the career field and things like that. I feel like that's like the most important thing that you should know and stick with if you really want to come into this career field. Because if you just want to join the career field just to wear a beret and say and like carry around a gun all day and like wear a vest and look cool and stuff, or however you want to view it, I wouldn't say that would really be like a smart career decision, or a smart decision career-wise, being the fact that cross-training, you can cross-train out of this career field or into it, but, you would have to be in the military for at least minimum 2 years, 2 to 3 years. So I think it's about 75% of your contract. So depending on what you've done, whatever you signed up for, a 4-year or 6-year, and then you'll be able to cross-train into a different job, and then that's how they catch you with the re-enlistment and all that. But yeah, so I say if like you want to join just to like look cool or whatever, don't do it. That would be a bad idea career-wise. Reason I say that is because if you just do it for that one sole purpose, when you actually like get into the job and like you've been doing it for a while, or not even a while, you're just gonna get bored of it because you was never interested in it in the first place, if that makes sense, So like you'll just find like disappointment, and the job will seem hard even though it's not as hard as like you would make it if you wasn't interested in this career field or didn't want to really be in it, if that makes sense, right? 2, I say think about, you know, family. That's important. So like we have Air Force has a variety of different jobs, different things. Now for security forces, right, I'm gonna tell you guys, and if you've seen my other videos you already know, we don't get every holiday off. So holidays are not always guaranteed. So that's like a 50-50 chance that you might be working or you might get off and be able to go see family. So you have to think about that, right? Depending on what base you go to, long hours. You also have to think about that. So for me, the base I'm at, I was lucky to get swing shift, so I only work 8-hour shifts, right? So now there's other bases where they're on Panama 12s where they work 12-hour shifts. And then you have some nuke bases that are doing 14 or even like 16-hour shifts. So now, with that being said, you have to keep in mind, if you do have a family or like you plan on having a family when you enlist, you have to think about that as well, along like with those hours. Because, you know, one parent is going to be at home, or your spouse or whoever is going to be watching the kid, if you have kids, you know, things like that. And then the other is going to just be at work, different hours, you know, hours not guaranteed, might get switched. Sorry about that. Somebody, I got a call in the middle of the video. Yeah, like I was saying, you might have been posted at you might have been scheduled for a post that has like an early get off, and then that could change. You know, you could be scheduled for that to get off early, and then next thing you know, you show up and they rotate you and switch you around to a different post where now you got to stay longer. And that sucks. It honestly does, because it actually happened to me, and it sucked. Like I was mad, honestly. So they put me down for early posting. So you know where you're scheduled for the next day. So like for instance, before I left to come back to my dorm when I turned my weapon in, I saw where I was scheduled, right? So for that particular day, I saw that I was scheduled for a police unit, which is an early unit. What is it? It's an early posting, and you leave early. So you have to come in an hour early, and then you leave like an hour and a half early before everybody else does, right? So like, yeah, so being is that you get posted out an hour early, you have to come in, you know, 30 minutes before that. So I came in the next day expecting that I was going to be on that post and get out early. I get there and they're saying, and they told me that I'd been switched to the main gate. So I went from an early post and police unit to the main gate. And I was at work an hour early. So it really like it made me upset, because I'm thinking, all right, I'm gonna get off, I could do some stuff, you know, when I come back, things like that. That wasn't the case. So now I was at work an hour earlier, and then I got off even later than what I was originally supposed to. So you have to think about that, you know, family, when it comes to that. Another thing, finances. Finance is another thing. Well, it's not like a major thing, because this is along with all career fields within the Air Force. So now you also have to think with finances, the military, we're not paid hourly, which means, yeah. Actually, basically, I said that backwards. I'm going to say it like this. We get paid salary. So basically, what that means is like, you know, if you work in a regular job, 9 to 5, if you go over the hours that you were set to work for that day, you know, you get paid overtime or time and a half. And then you get things like holiday pay, you get holidays off. If you choose to work that holiday, you get paid for working it, you know. If you choose not to work it, you have off, things like that. And all these other bonuses and pay raises. That's working like a regular civilian job, where like all of that, you know, where your finances can like, you get paid for the amount of work that you do. You know what I'm saying? So now the thing about the military is, and to me, I find this like, honestly, in my opinion, I think that's like about the worst part about the military so far, in my opinion. I'm gonna actually make another video talking about, you know, the pros and cons, in my opinion. In my opinion, straight disclaimer. Not talking against the military or anything, but in my opinion, things I think are bad and things I think are good. But yeah, so I just find that as a pro, because you may work from you may be working a 12 or a 14 or 16-hour shift, but yet you still get paid the same thing. You still get paid the same amount that you would if you was to work an 8-hour shift or a 6-hour shift. And to me, I think that's, I can't get through this video. Everybody's trying to contact me. Yeah, but like I was saying, this is not true, or I don't know if this is some myth that everybody believes, but when you join the military, people that are, service members, we are not rich. I can tell you that right now. We are not rich. We get paid on a salary, so we can work long hours, still get paid the same amount as someone else that's working less hours than us. And it's like that, And when you think of it like that, you're just like, wow. So if you try to just rush in here for the money, that's another thing that I feel like you should also think about. So what else? I said family, hours, cool gear and stuff, right? Right. Another thing, one of the most important things. So a lot of people may think that security forces is an easy job, or that you want to get into law enforcement and do this type of career. One thing I can tell you guys is, yes, the job it's easy once you know it. You know how to fill out all the paperwork and do stuff and things like that. But the job itself is actually hard on you, both mentally and physically. And I say that for 2 reasons, because you have to think about it. I walk around with gear, carrying, ammo, weapons, radios, all of that, for the whole however long my shift is. And that's every day. Every day I'm doing that. So my body is taking a hit physically from doing that, And then you have the option to wear heavy plates or light plates, depending on where you're at. If you're at a nuke base, they might tell you can only wear heavy plates. Or if you're part of certain squadrons, they might tell you can only wear heavy plates. So that really takes a toll on your body. You won't see the effects right now, but in the long run, it definitely hits your body. And I feel like that's something that you also need to think about. Because it won't happen right away, of course, but eventually you'll start feeling it. You'll get more weaker. Well, not more weaker, but your body will feel more sore and beat up from doing that. Especially if you're the type of person that doesn't work out consistently. You're oh, I'm gonna go to the gym today, and then you don't go back for a week. Yeah, it kind of doesn't really help. But for me, I'm trying to stay consistent with it. As of now, I'm going to the gym about 6 days a week. That's yeah. So later on tonight, actually, it's nighttime right now, I'm gonna head to the gym, work out. But I've been working out 6 days a week, mostly my shoulders and things, because this is where my vest sits at, if you've seen me wearing it in one of my videos. But yeah, so I just use that to try and build up that muscle so it gets used to carrying the weight. So that's another thing. Now that's the physical portion and aspect of it. You're also going to be on your feet a lot too, so think about that. So now when I say this takes a toll on you mentally, it's not an easy job. So now you have to think about it. We're cops, so everything that happens in the civilian world, you can actually come across that in the military world. And now I'm about to touch on some stuff that some people may be uncomfortable with hearing and things like that. So if you feel uncomfortable hearing that, you can skip ahead about can't tell you the exact time, but yeah, you can skip ahead about, I would say, about 3 minutes, 3-4 minutes, starting from now. But yeah, so like I was saying, the things that happen in the civilian world will happen in the military. So for instance, right, you may think this job is all fine and everything's going good, and then one day you can respond to something on base, right? You get to the apartment or the dorm or whatever, and then you find out that someone has taken their own life, you know? And dealing with a situation like that, that can like really shock you if you're not ready for that and prepared for that, you know? So like it can definitely catch you off guard. So like you could be thinking about it, which is like that's why I said it takes a toll on you mentally. So like you could come up to something where someone takes their own life, you know, or you could run into a case of domestic violence where you come in and either the wife is beating the husband or the husband's beating the wife. It happens both ways, you know, no discrimination. I didn't say that right, but you know what I mean. Or you could run into a sexual assault case, you know, someone that's been sexually assaulted. And like that, like just those things alone, that's a lot of stuff to take in mentally for us, due to the fact that like when we arrive on a situation, we have to take control of that situation, and we have to get all of the information to understand what's going on, what happened, what started this, what led to it, and things like that. And it's a lot to take in, especially if you're not prepared for it and ready for it, you know? Because it's so, that's why I say in the aspect, it's an easy job, but it's not really, you know. It does take a toll on you in different areas and things like that. But yeah, like I was saying, so security forces, I definitely feel like these are like the things that people need to know before joining this career field, you know. Some people have said like, oh, I've seen, you know, some people told me they've seen my videos. Thank you for watching, commenting, you know, giving some feedback to me. And saying like, you know, you guys want to join now, you think it's cool and all that. It is I wouldn't say it's a nice job. It is still a job, but at the same time, there's all of these things that you have to think about along with that, you know. So you can't just like, I wouldn't say just run into this career field head first, you know. I would say get some information, you know, if you have like a lady friend or a guy friend and you guys are thinking about getting married, having a relationship, you know, making family, things like that, definitely talk about it first. Think about if you really want to do this, talk about the hours, you know, and if you'll be able to handle that mentally and physically for both reasons. But yeah, so I just felt like these are things that people needed to know, because I definitely didn't know that coming in, so I just want to help everybody else, you know, that's coming in. But yeah, so for those of you that do watch my channel, thank you once again. For those of you that are new to this video, I hope this information helped in any way possible. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. You know, you can message me. I'm gonna leave my social media in the description, or you can leave a comment on here. I can't promise that I'll get back to you same day, but I can promise I will get back to you. I'm busy, you know, I have personal stuff of my own and things like that, and just got to get around to the comments, you know. But yeah, so if this helped, please like, subscribe, share. Check out my other videos if you think this was helpful, or if this wasn't what you was looking for today, but eventually this was going to come up, if that makes sense, you know. Go check out the other videos. I probably answered some of the questions that you guys have and all of that. What else? My room's dirty, sorry about that. I didn't get to clean it yet, just got back. But yeah, so I will be doing more videos. Just want to give a shout out to one of my subscribers, Funny Asian Man. He's always liking my videos. Thank you. Always leaving comments. It means a lot. Hopefully we meet one day in person. That'd be cool. But yeah, so as of now, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. God's plan. I can't do this on my God's plan.